Are you one of those people who want to squeeze out every little bit of the SEO that you can apply to your videos? Well, then I want to show you today how to optimize your video for multiple search terms at the same time. The best way to do it is to use a long tail search term, because the long tail search term always includes also the short tail search term as well. So for example, here I have how to grow on YouTube 2020. And it also includes the search term how to grow on YouTube. The reason why I'm going long tail is that for my channel, I couldn't rank for the short tail variant yet. For this long tail search term, I get pretty good grades. I could rank here, but if we remove 2020, then as you see here, I get very bad grades. The competition for my smaller channel is too high and I couldn't rank there. But the idea is, if you optimize your video around 2020, the long tail variant, then the video will at first rank for this long tail search term. And if it does well along the way, it might, in the end, after a few weeks, for example, start to rank for the short tail variant as well. So the trick is that you have two search terms here. You start to rank for one because the competition is low enough that you can start ranking right away. But you also optimize the video around a second search term, which you might rank later in the future once your video has accumulated enough views in order to be able to rank for the short tail search term as well. When you optimize your video for a search term like this one, how to grow on YouTube 2020, you can just proceed. When you optimize it for this search term, you automatically optimize your video for the short tail variant, there's how to grow on YouTube without 2020 in this case, automatically. You don't have to do anything extra. But let's assume I'm not happy with this search term here, but instead I want to optimize for two search terms which have completely different words in it. Here's an example. I have YouTube growth hacks, which is a term that gives me really good grades. I could rank here right away. So this is good to optimize my video around. But then I have also how to grow on YouTube here on the right. Again, as we saw before, I get bad grades. I couldn't rank here right away. But I want to optimize my video for both search terms so that I could rank here at first, and if the video does well, then later it might even rank for this search term. But the big question is, how do you approach it? Because usually you would optimize only around one search term and leave it to the YouTube search algorithm to rank your video for other search terms as well. But here now we want to influence that too. So that is also the reason why I have two browser windows open here. I want to show you how you do it with the Morningfame keyword research tool. So we have both browser windows. We have chosen those two search terms, and now we proceed to step 4 on the left as well as on the right. Of course, here I get the warning that the search term is too competitive, but I explained you earlier that this is by design because that would be the search term that my video could rank later on once it got successful for YouTube growth hack, the easier search term for which the video should be optimized as well. So let's continue here and ignore the warning. What we do now is first to optimize the video around the first search term, YouTube growth hacks. And since we are later combining both the metadata for both search terms, we have to save some space and not do too much here. So for the title in particular, we just leave it as it is. YouTube growth hacks, that's the title, at least one half of it at first. And then we add a little bit of description that is optimized around this YouTube growth hacks search term. Let me share the best. And then of course we include the search term here, YouTube growth hacks. That worked wonders for me. Now we have the description highly optimized because the search term, the target search term is included here, and it's also human readable. That is very important for a description, that you don't just paste search terms into there, but have human readable text for viewers to read, obviously. Okay, again, we have to save space here. Let's leave it as this one sentence. let's move forward to the tags. Morningfame has already given a few ones. Of course, YouTube growth hacks, that's the good idea to have as well. How to growth YouTube channel. It's not good grammar, but YouTube thinks in search terms. And obviously, since the search bar suggestions are showing this term, it is still a way, despite the bad grammar, that this helps YouTube understand what your video is about. That's all what tags are about, right? So we add that as well. And of course, let me clean out a little bit of the tags because again, we need to save space. YouTube tips, hacks is good. Get more views, grow on YouTube. Well, let's keep it simple for the demo here. You get the idea. You just leave a few tags that all give you good scores in the keyword tool to have your tags highly optimized. I'm currently at 28%. Let me quickly, how to growth YouTube channel, how to growth my YouTube channel. YouTube growth tips, YouTube growth strategies, okay? So here we are now nearly at the full relevance score for tags. So basically we are done and we only use 200 characters of the 500 we have available for tags. That's important because now let's go to the second part. Here on the right, now we optimize the metadata around how to grow on YouTube. And we do it the same way again. The title remains like this. We don't have much space here, so we leave it as it is. And again, remember the description of that we already created before will be merged with what we write now. So I could say, and with that, the question of how to grow on YouTube will be answered once and forever. All right, you get the idea. We again have the search term in the description here. It's highly optimized now. And coincidentally, Morningfame already selected quite a few tags that all give the tag relevancy score a top score. So we just remove a few ones here that we don't need. The yellow ones, by the way, are the ones that are calculated into the overall score. So if I remove all of those below, I still have a top score and still a lot of space left because now comes the point where we merge both metadata. All right, let's start with the title. Here on the left, this is our main target search term because the video will rank here at first because of the competition score, obviously. So that is the boilerplate. And that is also the reason why the YouTube growth hack search term should be first in the title. Whatever comes first in the title has more weight. And thus we, of course, choose the search term that has low enough competition for our video to rank right away. So the start of the title is YouTube growth hacks. Let's add a delimit. Let's add a vertical line. You can choose whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just for better readability. And on the right, we copy the title over and paste it into here. And that is our combined title. Realize that the percentage score went down a little bit just now when I added it. Now, when we remove it, it goes up again. When we edit, it goes down a little bit because the best thing you can do in order to optimize for one particular search term is actually to only have this search term in the title and nothing else. But we want to optimize for multiple search terms this time, so we are accepting the little bit of loss here. It probably wouldn't make any difference. All right, and now we take the part of the description here, copy as well, and paste it into this description as well. The score doesn't change in this case. It doesn't go down because that is not a drawback in this case, but it also can't go up because Morningfame measures here how well this search term is optimized around this search term here and not the other one. So we just know from the right side that we wrote a good description for our other search term. And this way we know when we edit here, it is also optimized for the second search term. And then finally, last step, the easiest part, we copy over the tags from the right and just paste them into here. We have the empty text field. We paste what we just copied with this button over here into here, you see that the buttons changed. We can just say add all, and suddenly we have all text combined here. And with that, the metadata is done. You have optimized your video for 2 search terms at the same time. Well, we did a very good job of optimizing the video around this first search term, so I'm sure that it will work out. But then fingers crossed that it will do so well that it also in the end will rank for the second search term. But then again, there's one caveat. When we look now at the title that we have in the end, both search terms combined here, right? This title is already very long, and everything we have in here is only for the machine. YouTube growth hacks is a search term. How to grow on YouTube is a search term. The YouTube search algorithm will love it, obviously. But for viewers, it's not really intriguing, right? You want to use your title as well to intrigue viewers to actually click your video. In this case, if you do it like this, and you have in the end a video title that is really not intriguing, so the video title itself doesn't really convince people to click your video, you have to do that instead with a really great thumbnail. But if you still want to have the combination of your thumbnail intriguing people to click, as well as the title below it also doing a job of intriguing people to click, then of course you can't use this titling strategy that I show you here, because search terms usually are very boring to read. So what could you do instead if you wanted to optimize your video around multiple search terms, but still have a title that has a lot of space to add words that intrigue people to watch your video, like I explained in the previous episode in this video here? Well, then you need to have a different strategy. And the idea is that you still only add one search term to the title, and the second search term you would put into the description. That is the next big thing that you can do. And to explain you more about this strategy, I will make a next episode in this series, which will explain you everything in detail. And if it's not out yet, then subscribe here and ring the bell so you don't miss this episode. All right, cheers, my friends.